Hello there, and welcome to Sioux City by Night. In the past, bootleggers used to use tunnels to get to and from locations that may be close enough to necessitate clandestine travel. A secret still or brewery may be set up in a warehouse, and a short tunnel may have been dug underneath the sidewalks and the streets into the basement of a nearby speakeasy. There are many locations in the United States that still have tunnels like this in place, and some bars and establishments utilize these for effect, and others remain abandoned. The past always has a way of coming back into fashion. Some call it retro, others call it inevitable, but the kindred always find a way to ride the wave. And now we will introduce our coterie.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I play Rachel DeWitt of Clan Tremere.
Hi, I am Greg, and I play Francis Jacobs, Ventry.
And hi, I'm Steve, and I'll be playing Flint the Bruja.
There we go. And we are all experiencing technical difficulties tonight because the Rona is weighing
Lockdown
heavily.
2020.
Yes. Yes, everyone's network is a little goofy tonight, but we are.
Now, you all know what it's like to live in the country.
Yes, but we will trudge through. So, it is the following night. The coterie all awakens from their dreamless daytime slumber. And as always, the beast claws its way forward in an attempt to get what it is owed. Go ahead and everyone make your rouse checks.
Fail.
Success.
Failure.
Okay. So Francis is the only one who can stave off the beast this evening. So this puts Rachel and Flint both at hunger 2. Am I correct?
That is
Correct.
All right. So, upon awakening, the coterie always has their own little getting ready rituals. Different things that they go about to make themselves look more presentable, maybe make themselves appear a little bit more normal. Rachel, when you awaken in your private haven and you leave your what would qualify as your bedroom, you find that all of your furniture has been turned upside down. Tables, chairs, couch. What is Rachel wearing tonight?
I'm wearing my typical outfit, which is the black turtleneck, the black shawl with the fringe, and the long black skirt. I just woke up, so I'm gonna spend as little time wearing shoes as possible to kind of ground myself and to feel the hardwood and kind of just get connected for the night. And then, yeah, I have my jewelry on, and at some point I'm going to sit down and sort of fastidiously do my makeup, give myself a little blush so I look a little less pale.
Okay. And Francis, what are you doing?
Kind of waking up. He's very monotonous in his general routine. He just kind of goes about his apartment, getting kind of everything ready for the day, making sure his pistol is loaded and the silencer is nearby, and tucks it into his concealed holster, and yeah, just kind of just very mundane, nothing really fancy.
Okay, what's Francis wearing tonight?
Francis, as usual, is wearing a long sleeve, somewhat fancy, somewhat casual black shirt, and kind of dark washed jeans. I mean, yeah, it's just stuff that if he gets dirty, it won't look too dirty.
Okay. And what does Flint do when he wakes up?
Flint's gonna wake up. He's gonna go to the corner and grab his battle vest out of the pile of clothes that has been sitting there for not some time, but enough to throw. Gonna throw it on. Not looking forward to today, and I think he realizes that he's gonna have to meet up with the new visitor that we have.
Okay. All right. Normally, Zeke would spend the time to go through and message anyone individually if there were any, we'll say, personal matters that they needed to attend to. No one has any, anything out of the ordinary. No fires that they have to put out, at least right now. So the coterie, I'm assuming we would all go ahead and gather in the communal penthouse area, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrive, Zeke is waiting for you. Zeke is definitely looking a little worse for wear. Even for a ghoul, they can call upon the powers of the Vitae to trudge through most things that a standard mortal wouldn't be able to handle. And Zeke's been a ghoul for quite some time, but even now he looks like he could definitely go for a nap or fall asleep standing up. And he actually jerks awake a little bit, hearing the door open and seeing everyone come in. Oh, good evening. Good evening, sirs, madam. I've got nothing to report about our visitor, and I just want to say I'm so sorry once again that he got out. That will not happen again. I've seen to it that he is going to remain in his room.
We all
Good.
make mistakes.
What precautions did you take?
I actually have, we'll say, a hired doorman keeping an eye in the hallway right now, and I did. I mean, I'm not gonna make. I'm gonna make sure that the state doesn't know, but I do have a barricade put up on his window, so he is not getting out, and he is going to have to. If he wants to leave through the front door, he's going to have to fight his way out, and it's probably not going to end well for him.
No, it won't.
I don't have any business that requires your immediate attention. However, I believe that there was discussion about wanting to get the sheriff involved in this situation.
Yeah, didn't we call him? Isn't he on a? He said he was going to come over today to talk. Correct?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
he was gonna plan a visit.
Yeah.
Okay. The sheriff still hasn't given us an exact time on when he plans on being here, but he should make his presence known one way or the other. I mean, Sheriff Jones is a fairly punctual man.
And he's very busy, so...
Yes, unfortunately, he is very busy. Now, is there anything that either of you all would like to bring to my attention? Any business that I need to take care of this evening?
Yes. There's been another disturbance in my residence. Nothing broken or destroyed, but all my furniture is upside down. So I'd appreciate it if there could be a person or you or someone could right it, please.
I will make sure that I straighten and organize your apartment, ma'am. I haven't gotten any complaints from any of the neighbors as of right now, so hopefully it was a quiet incident. But
Seems so. Didn't know till I awoken.
well, I will get the room straightened up for you right away, ma'am. Anything else?
How would you feel, guys, about putting in a jail cell or a secured room somewhere on a premises? That way, if we ever have a situation like this again, we have something that a person won't get out of.
Well, that's perfectly logical to have some kind of containment area. I mean, we are bound to have more need for it in the future. And I mean, if the night's previous incident is any indicator, we need to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, hell, we have a basement, and I can talk to one of my friends in the club and see if we can get a welder over here to build a box.
Sounds good to me.
Oh yes, and I believe we actually skipped over Flint's nightly routine and what he's wearing. I apologize for that.
Oh, no. We said he was wearing the battle vest, but he is wearing
yes.
shorts tonight.
Oh,
It's springtime a little bit, so
gotcha.
you know it's that Midwestern in him. It's 49 degrees. It's short weather.
Uh-huh.
I apologize. Then I was actually in the process of trying to tweak your audio when you were. So I, ST brain. Sorry.
It's all good. I didn't even notice.
And now the chat's probably going, hey, yeah. Oh well, rock and roll. So, Zeke is. He seems to be thinking about it for a second. Well, I believe that that should be okay. I mean, to be perfectly honest, we very rarely actually entertain any important kindred down in the basement. So if we wanted to keep that as a place for the more, I hate using this word, but undesirable element.
Couldn't we? We could also just disguise it as another utility closet.
I'm down with the sex dungeon idea.
I mean,
no,
it's all good.
No, there will be none of that here. No.
Not literally, just aesthetically.
What is the aesthetic of a sex dungeon?
He likes leather.
I want to get off this train of thought.
Okay.
In any case, Zeke, I think undesirable is exactly the right word for them. So I think you chose wisely.
Okay. All right. Well, yes. Just let me know when when you've arranged for any construction work to be done, and I will make sure that whoever will be doing the work will have access to the basement.
Flint, I trust you'll reach out.
Yes, sorry. Yes, sorry. I will contact as soon as I can. I'll make a call right now, actually, as soon as we're done with this meeting.
Do try to be present with us.
Sorry. You know how to do with meetings.
And Zeke nods like, yeah, this is not the first time that Flint might have gone out to lunch during the middle of a conversation. But Zeke kind of nods. All right, well, if there was nothing else for me, I do plan on reorganizing Ms. DeWitt's apartment and then going home and getting some sleep, if that is okay with you all.
By all means.
Thank you very much. And if I hear anything from Sheriff Jones or his people, I will make sure to let you all know, but he will probably contact you all directly.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
And Zeke looks like he's had a sudden weight lifted off of his shoulders, and he turns and he leaves, more than likely making a beeline directly for Rachel's apartment.
What was the matter with him?
I mean, he is mortal.
I mean, I suppose he could just be racked with guilt, letting
I mean,
our undesirable escape.
It can't be easy being a ghoul to 3 kindred and he made a pretty major screw up last night.
I just hoped he'd show a little bit more fortitude, but that can be worked on, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame him. There is only so much that mortals can withstand.
Ugh.
Of course, Rachel is acting this way when she's only been a kindred for about 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
15 going on 300.
right. I'm just double checking one piece of information here. Okay, so, and it is we'll say about 10 or 15 minutes later, when let's see here. Sheriff Jones would probably contact Francis, being a fellow Ventru. So Francis does get the phone call, and the caller ID does show whatever information that Francis put in there for the sheriff.
Nottingham.
I like that. So the phone.
I see it, and I just answer it right away. And good evening, Sheriff.
Good evening. Yeah, I've managed to squeeze in a little bit of time for you all tonight. What all did you like? Is this going to be like an all-night sort of thing, or is this going to be just a quick 15-minute checkup?
Hopefully just a quick 15-minute checkup. Just kind of want to relay the information we came across last night and kind of just lay everything at your feet.
All right. I will be there in about a half hour.
Sounds good.
Right, click.
And so I turn to the coterie and I say, Sheriff is on his way over. About 30 minutes or so, and I told him it really shouldn't take that long. We just want to relay the information from last night and just see what he thinks.
I start moving around the room and making sure everything is straight, and dusting off a shelf, making sure the things on the desk are lined up properly.
Doing a little housekeeping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything Flint is wanting to try to do before the sheriff shows up?
Flint is going to jump on Amazon, and he is going to order a NES Classic because he hears that's how you can play these awesome things on these new TVs. He does. I don't understand why I can't put the old one in there. I have to buy the new one to play the old games. But we're doing it. And then out of character, I'm going to drop for a minute to save my internet. My phone battery's about to die.
All right, understood. Okay. All right, and anything Francis is wanting to do before?
I'll just kind of assist Rachel and getting everything organized, getting our kind of conference table cleared up, pull a chair out for the sheriff. Yeah, just nothing really. I might go out and look at the window and at the little view we do have. And
Well, the the Windstone building does overlook the rack here on the historic 4th Street district, and you can see the foot traffic it's fairly typical, and you see what appears to be a maybe like a party bus parked down below, and even from up here, it's hard to miss the squeals of what is probably a bachelorette party as the van or the party bus unloads its passengers, and you see this gaggle of fabric and hair just scurry across the street into one of the more trendier bars and clubs in the area.
Not coming here though.
No, you've the St. Valentine's has a reputation for being more austere and less tolerant of
Gaudiness.
the revelries of youth.
Yeah.
You've got a reputation to maintain, after all.
Yeah. I just kind of just shake my head watching it all.
And Rachel does notice, is that a weird spot of blood on the base of this vase? It's... yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it could be anything. You know, the housekeepers and Zeke don't always get 100% of whatever stray things happen to find their way onto the various ornaments and furnitures.
There's no way I'd be able to tell if it was blood or not.
You could, I mean, whatever it is dried. I mean, you can definitely, if you wanted to scrape it and, taste it.
Mm-mm.
It looks like blood.
I have taste of blood.
All right, go ahead and use it if you want.
Yes, I would like to use that. I have the page written down. I'm just going to reference it, make sure I do it right.
Okay.
Come on, paint. Come on, paint.
Okay. This is free.
Yep.
And the user can discern certain basic traits of the one to whom it belongs.
Yep.
So I'm just going to take a little... scrape a little off with my little witchy nail and just dab it on the tip of my tongue. So this is a resolve in blood sorcery.
Yep.
Okay. So that's not too bad. I have 3 successes.
Okay. Blood this old, you really can't pick up any, we'll say, latent resonance that might still be present. This is definitely mortal, though. There's nothing supernatural about it. Maybe Francis or Flint. I mean, you were vaguely familiar with their preferred method of getting their nightly meal, and maybe one of them got a little too sloppy and missed a spot.
I turn to Francis.
Yeah.
Were you eating in here? Did someone eat in here?
No, maybe it's from one that he was in here. He was kind of bleeding all over the place.
Just seems weird it would still be here. I
don't eat in here. I don't want to draw that much attention to us.
Flint?
No. I'm a little more cautious than that. Come on now. Not too cautious. Well, not to eat in here anyway.
Fine, very well. Well, I'm making a note of it. And I continue to the next, corner area of the room. And as I'm doing that, and as I'm like fussing around with everything, I look at them like, please remember your manners.
Hey, I like I said, I don't. You know what I do? I do not bring. I don't shit in my own house. I don't shit where I eat. I don't bring that back here.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when our guest arrives.
Oh,
Titles
yeah.
are
And with that, there is a knock on the penthouse door. And whoever it is doesn't wait for permission to be granted entry. They just open the door, and in walks Sheriff Jones. Tonight, the sheriff is wearing a pair of like black work slacks, like Dickies. But they're they're very finely pressed. You could probably cut lunch meat on the crease in these pants. And he's got on a black leather jacket that probably costs upwards of $1,200, and no shirt underneath the jacket. And you can actually see the remnants of what was probably an old gang tattoo just below his left collar. He nods respectfully to the three of you, and he closes the door behind him. Alright, well, my time is kind of precious this evening. Just real quick, what do you got?
Well, we took some leads from our... He's not a guest anymore. Let's just say that. We followed some leads from him, and we kind of scoped out the area where he had last seen the stranger that Bosco is wanting him to follow, and we stumbled across some weird portals.
Okay.
In the alleyway opposite building of the downtown library, and on a hunch, me and Rachel went to the Morningside library and found another faint portal there. And don't know if they are connected to each other, what exactly they are using this for. And then, well, me and Rachel were checking in on that. Kevin, we found his name is Kevin.
Okay.
Happened to end up back at his little camp that he had set up, and he is not going anywhere anymore. Let's just say that.
He's still alive, though. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, he's alive. As much we showed restraint, as much as it hurt. He's still alive, and he's on the premise now. But yeah, he's not leaving.
And Israel looks at you, Flint. You promise he's okay?
I promise he's okay. I made sure of it. I was there when he snuck back. I will, I'm thinking about swinging back over there today, seeing if I can scope the place out a bit more, see if I can see any unwantables going on through that tunnel, and give some more information to you.
Okay.
But this was interesting enough information that we had both locations with the portal, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And unfortunately, I couldn't determine the exact nature of the portal. It was clear that it was a passage of some kind, but other than that, I wasn't able to determine any details about it. Kevin as well, when he escaped to this alleyway with the bit of, he had a bit of a lean-to stake out this person. He had a book, a small diary where he had kept track of the stranger's movements, whereabouts. I didn't see anything particularly specific, but it seemed as though the reason he escaped was to take possession of this book.
Okay, so he's got something in that book that he doesn't want anybody to find. All right.
Here's
If you don't mind, I would like to go check out that alley with you. I do have a little bit more time. I mean, this is gonna... I mean, we got to figure out what exactly is going on here, and this isn't going to be good if word gets out that, you know, the Nosferatu Primogen's ghoul has gone rogue. I mean, that there's things that need to be addressed here, obviously. So,
Yes.
You said it's the alley right behind or right by the library, yeah?
Correct. It's the alleyway that's behind the library, and it's the building that the library shares, you know, on the backside.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Underneath the skywalk.
Understood. Yeah. I'll meet you guys down there. I've got to make a quick stop, but I'll meet you there in like 20. Is that gonna work for the three of you?
Perfectly fine with me.
All right. Excellent. I'll see you there. And
Thanks, Sheriff.
You're more than welcome, cousin. And he nods. He turns and he leaves.
Well, I got a perfect perch spot to scope the place out. So
I'm interested to get his perspective. I really want to know what he thinks about this.
I'd say he's obviously kind of concerned. I mean,
make it time for us.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's up to his head in everything else that's going on. So if he's giving even more than time than what he already has, this is gonna get ugly. I think in the long run, it's gonna get dirty.
That's fine. We'll just be prepared.
Yeah.
And so the coterie departs, and they head towards the library. Are we all in Flint's truck?
Sure.
Who's coming with?
I have no dots in drive, so.
We've established as long as you're doing something routine, you know, you can drive. You know It's just if you want to start doing anything fancy, other than simply following the rules of the road, that's when you're going to start running into difficulty.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, lose that tail. I don't think so. So, that's right. So, whoever's riding with Flint, or if you wanted to take your own personal vehicle.
Load up, watch out for the gun rack in the back.
Shotgun.
It's not up there right now.
Oh.
Well, I think the last time all three of you were in the same vehicle, I believe Rachel rode the back anyway.
Yeah, we'll keep the same configuration there.
Okay. All right, that works. All right, so Flint, you're driving the pickup through.
We're driving there. I'm going to. I'm not gonna park exactly like underneath where we're going to be, but just a little bit further down. I'm kind of out of the alleyway's vision, if you will.
All right. So you arrived. Now, Flint, you were intending on climbing back up the scaffolding, yeah?
Yep. You guys, good luck. Just don't look down. I'm gonna put a scoped rifle on my back.
Okay. Were you gonna use Cat's Grace to get back up there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'll say you get up there with no issue, and you get comfortable, leaving Rachel and Francis down on street level.
Well, I mean, he's doing what he does best, I guess. Should we carry on?
Yes, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm frustrated that this is, of all the magical and supernatural happenings, this is one thing that is outside of my realm. It's really sticking in my teeth.
You'll get there eventually.
Well, yes, I'm going to make it into that library after all, and I'm sure I'll have all the knowledge I'll need there.
And yes, Rachel, yeah, you've got a lot of work ahead of you in order to pull that off. So,
I can do it.
Rachel, I'll say you can go ahead if you wanted to take another closer look.
Okay.
At the portal, you can definitely do so. Just activate Sense the Unseen.
Yep.
And everything is basically as you left it last night. The random, spirits popping in and out, the weird, conflux of energy that just courses through the city as a natural thing. And then there's the bright red etchings of the doorway there in the side of the wall. Go ahead and roll another intelligence and occult, please.
Okay. Possibly my best pool. Okay, here we go.
This is what she's built for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, are the critical successes only doubled? Like the 10s, are they only doubled when there's more than one, or is it a double no matter what?
In pairs.
In pairs, okay.
So if you rolled two 10s, that would be 4 successes.
Sure. Okay, I have 4 successes.
Okay, and that's a crit?
Yep.
Okay. Normal crit or messy crit?
Just a normal crit.
Awesome. Alright, so Francis, you're standing there just kind of shifting your weight.
Well, what I planned on doing is, while she was checking that out, I was kind of wanting to stay at the entrance of the alleyway, kind of leaned up against the building, just kind of acting like taking a little rest from walking.
Your ground security in Flint's Overwatch is basically how this is playing out. Okay, all right. So Rachel, your eyes, now that you know what you're looking for, and it's almost as if, that last spark of humanity in you refuses to give up on a challenge. You do fully take in the appearance of the door, and more symbols and markings appear. The symbols themselves, if you wanted to go ahead and make another intelligence and occult roll, you might be able to decipher them.
Okay. Done and done. I'm going to burn 1 willpower.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. That's fine. Okay. What happens? I have 2 failures, 1 on hunger, 1 on regular.
Did you actually score any successes on this, though?
Yes.
Then you're fine.
Okay, cool. I have 4 successes again.
Okay. This is normal or a crit?
Just a normal.
Okay, just a normal.
Just a normal.
Okay, so the symbols appear like, Enochian or something else that you might have, stumbled upon in an old, grimoire written back in like the 1900 or the 19th or 18th century. back when the like Hermetic Dawn and all the other secret societies in Europe were really starting to take off. It appears that this portal is in fact a doorway, or it will enable travel to another location.
Okay.
As far as how to activate it, you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
But it stands to reason, after everything that you've uncovered between talking with Kevin and going through his little journal, this is how the tall man has been getting around.
And there's no things that mortal eyes could see, denoting this spot in any way. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay. I want to gesture for Francis to come over.
I'll make my way over. Would you find something?
Well, I just took a bit of a closer look, and I thought some more about it. I can tell you this is definitely some kind of doorway and enables travel. And it's most likely how this tall person is getting around. Some of the symbols that I'm seeing call to mind some of the European secret societies. So it's just a bit more information than we had last time. Still not unsure how to activate it. Not sure what the method is there.
Not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we don't want to be traipsing through portals, doorways, not knowing where they lead, and end up walking into someone's, just have a complete ambush waiting for us. That'd be no.
All right. Flint, you see what you recognize to be sheriff's. I can't talk tonight. The sheriff's personal vehicle approaching down the street.
Okay. I give a whistle.
That's gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna be able to hear you.
Yeah, that'd have to be really loud.
Because by doing that, wouldn't he have to do Blush of Life?
No, that's normal.
Nah.
No, that's fine.
No. Okay.
You about to roll to whistle, boy.
Well, I'm not gonna make him roll.
Okay.
Make
Us to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do wits and. So you can do wits and insight or wits and investigation, whichever is higher.
Okay.
I'm at blood. I'm at hunger 2. I can't remember if I did anything last session that would make me at hunger 2.
Well, you failed your rouse check, so you're at hunger 2. Remember?
No, I passed.
Oh.
Yeah, Steve and I failed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Francis did not.
Okay.
I have 4 successes, regular.
Okay.
I have 1 success and 1 success and then 1 crit. Blood die fail, but
you're fine.
That's still success.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. So Rachel, you hear Flint's telltale. Hey, listen! Whistle. And
Look up here!
Yeah,
Look up here!
Look up here! Oh, God. I'm gonna have to watch that movie later. You guys! You too! Oh, God, I missed that movie. Francis, unfortunately, you do not hear Flint's whistle.
Okay, it's Francis, it's time to go. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Oh. Flint whistled, so I'm assuming he sees the sheriff coming.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I believe you.
All right, so the two of you turn and you start heading back towards the street, just as the sheriff gets out of his SUV. He makes a point to blend in, but still be a little flashy. He's not driving around in a huge like Lincoln Navigator or anything super crazy. But it's a well-appointed black SUV, and he's actually gone through the trouble of like debadging everything, so you can't even unless you really know your models, you don't even know what it is. Just it's a big black SUV with tinted windows. So he gets out, and you do see a couple of people sitting in the back seat. They seem to be just keeping an eye out and paying attention. The sheriff walks up. All right. Where's Biker Boy?
Eyes in the sky.
He's scouting up top.
Okay. And he's kind of looking around. Flint, are you making any attempt to stay hidden?
I mean, I'm staying on the roof and I'm just keeping. I can see if he's looking. If you look straight up, he might see me.
Okay.
I'm kind of like leaning over a little bit to see them.
Okay. He cranes his neck and he does like he kind of gives you the nod. All right, so show me this portal. Show me this doorway.
Please, come with me, Sheriff. And I lead him to the wall area.
Okay. As the sheriff moves deeper into the alley, the two people that were sitting in the SUV get out and they kind of like maintain a position there at the mouth of the alley. One's keeping an eye on your little gathering, and the other one's keeping an eye up and down the street. Israel walks up as you come to a stop there along the wall. It's like, all right, where is it?
It's right here. It's perceptible to those with certain powers of the blood.
The psychic shit. Gotcha.
Indeed.
I couldn't see it either.
Right. Well, it's not hard to briefly describe. It's almost certainly a doorway that is a method of travel, presumably for the tall stranger that Kevin was observing.
Mm-hmm.
There's some red etchings, symbology that seem to have a connection to the European secret societies. It's hard to know. It could be a mixture of things. Unfortunately, I'm unsure how to activate it. But that's about all I can say about it.
All right. He reaches inside his leather jacket, and he as his arm shifts, you can see that he does have some kind of a firearm in like a pancake holster up underneath his arm there. But he reaches in and he pulls out a notepad and a pen, and he hands it to you. Can you draw it for me real quick?
Of course. So I just as neatly, my neatest handwriting, I'm looking at it, copying all the symbols I see, and hand it back to him.
All right, thank you. And he hands a notepad over to the person who came along with him. All right, does this mean anything to you? The woman that came along with him, she's wearing something. We'll call it Walmart neutral. Very nondescript.
Pants.
Yeah, pants. but all black shoes, all black pants, a black t-shirt. She's got a black, like tactical, battle cap on and a pair of fingerless biker gloves. She's no, this is. I mean, and the woman looks at you, Rachel. You're a Tremere. You're supposed to know this shit.
Well, my experience only goes so far. I hope to look into it more.
All right. And she hands the pad back to Israel. I've got nothing. She's got nothing. We've all got nothing. And the woman goes and joins her compatriot back at the mouth of the alley. And Israel's looking the two of you over. So, no idea how this thing works.
No. Is it possible that you have some contact that would perhaps have more experience than I in this area?
Well, why don't you... I mean, this is just... I don't intend... Or my intention is to not, we'll say, tell you what to do, but, I mean, your Primogen's a fairly smart individual. That would make sense, at least to me, to...
Yes, that was my first thought. I didn't know. I wanted to get your guidance.
Well, this is very much a you thing right now, and I just want you to keep me posted. This is something that I'm not going to spend a whole lot of sweat on. So,
understood. It'll be my top priority.
Thank you. Anything else? We're good?
Don't think there's much else to tell. Gentlemen?
Well, Flint's still up top, so it's just Francis.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Francis?
I just wanted to kind of show you the place, give you all the information we had, so, I mean, I'm sorry if we wasted any of your time.
I wouldn't say that. And he goes and he taps the brick wall there where the portal is, and his arm disappears. What? Whoa! Holy! He pulls it back out. Holy
I swear I touched that the other day and it didn't do anything. What the hell?
What is the meaning of this?
Whoa!
Is this...
Okay. And he does it again.
This is a new development.
He does it again. And
That didn't do that this last time.
He pulls his arm back out. God, it's like hot.
Oh dear.
Really, really hot. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's just... Okay.
Rachel, is this brighter than it was the last time? I know you said it was kind of barely visible. Is this more visible than the last time?
Yes.
Because like I said, I can't see it.
Yes, it seems to be slightly enhanced.
So this guy could have been here with it, since sundown.
You'd think there'd be some method to close it behind him when he finished using it, though.
Unless he wants it open to go back and forth. I mean, who knows who all else is using it?
True enough. Well, I don't know that further experimentation is wise.
I would say no.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Rachel, do you still have Sentiency up?
I do, yeah, I've had it up this whole time.
After Israel pulled his arm out the second time, the symbols are pretty much gone. All you see is just that faint ward against spirits. You can still kind of tell that it's there, but it's very much almost non-existent.
And now the symbols seem less that he took his arm out the second time. They seem...
I want to grab a rock and throw it at the wall.
It hits brick and stops. All right. And Israel seems to wince. And his hand stops when it hits the brick. Okay.
I don't understand this sudden activation. This is very confusing
Well, I told you what I think you should do, so...
Okay, yes, I'll have to be on this right away.
Alright, well, we gotta bounce. I'm already running late. Keep me informed.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheriff.
Israel.
Thank you.
Israel. When Israel gets out of the alleyway, he looks up at you, Flint, and he does a little two-finger salute, and he gets in his vehicle, and he drives off.
Can I call up to him? Will he hear me?
I mean, you could use the phone. That would make the most sense.
Okay, I just text him and I say, come down.
I jumped down.
Superhero landing.
Cat's grace with rapid reflexes. I feel like I would be able to make that fall. Depends on how fall it is.
If you're doing just a straight drop without making an attempt to actively climb, this is going to be an interesting situation for you.
Can you just climb down?
We'll climb down.
Okay.
It's easy to do.
Climb down upside down.
But
With my eyes.
But Cat's Grace, I mean, lets you scale up and down the scaffolding with relative ease. And in this kind of a circumstance, I mean, it doesn't, violating the masquerade isn't a concern. It would have been, however, if you decided to drop the 5 or 6 stories and land, yeah, that would not have been advisable.
Flint, did you see that?
He could not. Yeah,
Flint, not.
Flint, you cannot, because remember, the alley is like a tunnel. You have command of the streets.
But I don't have
from your
command
vantage.
at the top.
Yeah, but you cannot see into the alley.
Flint, the sheriff's arm went into the portal.
Did the sheriff look in it?
No, it was just his arm. It seemed to activate randomly. He put his arm through twice. He said it didn't hurt him, but it felt hot. That can't be right. I need to contact my Primogen, because I think she's the best resource that I'm going to have.
Okay. And it was just like it opened and closed.
The symbols around it enhanced, and then they dulled once he pulled his arm out the second time. I don't understand. I'm going to need someone with much more experience than I, and I don't want anyone becoming unnecessarily harmed by this if it seems to activate seemingly randomly. Perhaps not, but that's why I need her perspective.
Yeah, I definitely think that should be our next stop.
So, Rachel, you're going to contact Senorita Espinosa?
Do I have a direct line to her?
She's your Primogen, I would say yes.
Okay, alright. Well, I will... I'd like to get back in the truck and then call her on the phone.
Okay. Are you putting her on speaker, or is this...
No.
Okay.
It's not private. Like, they can be in the car, but I'm not going to put her on speaker.
Okay. All right.
While we get in contact with them, would anybody want to go to the other tunnel and show me where that is? I haven't seen that. Maybe that one's still open.
I mean, is that on the way?
Yeah. Well, Morningside. Remember, Morningside College is on the north end of Morningside Avenue, and the library is on the south end of Morningside Avenue. So coming in from downtown, the college is technically on the way to the library.
So yeah, I'd say we could do 2 birds, 1 stone.
But can either of you see it?
Them as a group at some point.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to be able to scope that out too. We we have a feeling that this man is using it. I would assume that if we keep an eye on one or the other end, we would see this man.
Conversely, we go to her directly, we receive information, and then go there armed with the new information.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to go to. Okay, so I'm calling her now.
Okay, and you can call and speak to Primogen Espinosa, and it's enough of a drive to where your entire conversation will be able to take place before Flint gets to anywhere where he would need to make a decision on where to go.
Okay.
So the phone rings after the fourth ring, and you think it might be going to voicemail. You hear someone pick up. Hello? And you recognize the voice of Claudia.
Hello, Primogen.
We're gonna add a character. Remember, titles? No bueno.
Oh,
Yes.
no titles on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Phone discipline is super important. I'm going to. Yeah, we're.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
I
fine.
meant to correct Francis when he said sheriff, but I figured that was a more generic term. Primogen's kind of more. Now we're entering into dangerous territory. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Hello, this is Rachel DeWitt.
Oh yes, hello. It's been a while since we last spoke. How are you doing, love?
Hi. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I was wondering, do you have a moment to talk?
I have a few minutes. Yes, I am. We are all, of course, very busy, but I can spare some time for family.
Thank you so much. We've discovered something rather interesting in town, and I think only someone equipped with your specific knowledge would be able to decipher exactly what's going on. It's definitely out of my scope, unfortunately.
Oh, it sounds like you might need to take some extra classes here and there on your downtime. By all means, please go ahead and stop by. I will make sure that Ronald has put out some refreshments. I'm assuming that you are coming with your friends, yes?
Yes, of course.
Very well, as I figured. But yes, if you could please stop by, we can discuss what needs to be discussed, and we will just see where the evening takes us. How does that sound?
Very, very good. Thank you.
You are more than welcome. And she hangs
See you
up.
soon.
She hangs up before you get to see you soon out.
Oh. Stings a little.
She's allowing us to come by.
Sweet.
We'll swing over there.
Okay, and
Definitely a bit deflated, kind of staring at the phone.
and we had a moment like that last night too. I'm so sorry, Sarah. So, Rachel, you are aware that there's the main chantry. This is not public information, by the way, but the main chantry is on Morningside campus. It's designed, or it's actually inside what appears to be one of the old historic buildings on the campus. That is, it's actually closed for historic preservation. There are no classes that are held there, but there is a historic society that meets there periodically. And this is the cover that the Tremere used to maintain the chantry and keep the curious away. So Rachel, you give directions to Flint. Flint, you do make the drive over to the chantry uneventfully, and you pull the truck up, and the building itself is reminiscent of even before the Art Deco, or even the Neo-Roman designs that are kind of like hodgepodged all over downtown Sioux City. But it is a very sturdy stone masonry building, and there's ivy. It's beginning part of spring, so the ivy hasn't. There's the old vines that have established themselves into the stone and the mortar, but it hasn't developed any greenery yet. The main, we'll call it a porch, but the main outdoor receiving area it does take several steps up, and there's a stone overhang and pillars with more ivy wrapped around, and there's a very sturdy oak door flanked by two. They would have been old gas lights, which have been replaced with electrical fixtures. But there is a man standing in front of the door, and he's wearing a pair of black slacks, black turtleneck. He has shaved one side of his head, and the other is kind of reminiscent of the old 90s, dark wave, Crux shadows, kind of like the hair swoop covering half the face.
We're twinsies. Half shaven, a black turtleneck.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Bruja, it's, clan leather jacket, and the Ventru are, three-piece suit.
Yeah.
And the Tremere have their black turtlenecks and their their gothic eccentricities. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But the man silently nods, and he opens the door for you. He gives a wary eye to Francis and Flint, but it appears that he's been informed that company was coming. The interior of the foyer is old hardwood. Everything inside the entry here has been well maintained. This could appear to be like it was newly constructed. Everything inside here is so immaculate and well appointed. There is a stairway that kind of works. There's a half flight that goes up the wall, and then it curves and goes upstairs. And on that landing is standing the Tremere Primogen, Claudia Espinosa. Tonight, Claudia is wearing an actual more like a red and yellow, like floral print dress, and she's got a black shawl over her shoulders, black high heels. But yeah, the weird floral arrangement on her dress, it's in very stark contrast to the dark and brooding interior. And she does have two huge, there's a sun and moon earring in each ear.
Cool as hell.
Oh, pleasure to meet you all. Hello. Oh, cousin, hello. Please come here. And she walks down the stairways, and she kind of opens her arms out, expecting Rachel to come in and give her a little bit of a hug.
I give her a hug, but it's very kind of awkward. I don't fully go in. I give her a half pat, but I'm trying my best.
And she kind of does the same thing. It's definitely a very a little tap tap.
Yeah.
Change their mind 90% of the way into it. Just kind of like, this is better.
Where's my hug?
Oh, God.
But then once she pulls away from the very awkward embrace, Her exterior hardens a little bit when she sees Francis and Flint. Uh, Good evening, gentlemen, and I'm just going to let this out in the open right now. This is the farthest that you are getting into this building, so don't expect me to give you a tour. We Tremere have our secrets, just as the Ventru and the Bruja have theirs. And
I
yeah,
wouldn't expect anything less, Primogen Espinoza.
thank you. So, what is it that you wish to discuss with me?
Primogen, under the sheriff's direction, we met with a ghoul who had been observing a stranger and his observations and movements, and near the library on South Morningside.
It'd be on Morningside Avenue.
On Morningside Avenue. I observed very closely that there is some sort of portal there.
Okay.
Yes, as I said, I am not fully equipped with the knowledge, but I was able to detect some red symbology, etchings, supernatural, of course. I'm unsure how it activates, but while the sheriff was there with us, he was leaning against the wall and his arm went through the portal. He reported no injury. He said it felt hot, which alarmed me slightly. But again his arm went through again a second time, and at that point the symbols seemed to lessen in intensity.
Okay.
It seemed almost a random activation of this particular doorway, but I couldn't say what had activated it at that time. Similarly, there's another portal with a very similar aspect, and we presume this stranger that's being observed is using this for travel.
Okay.
But I was unable to determine any other qualities about it other than that basic assessment.
Okay. Well, I've mystical doorways. I mean, that's something that. I mean, I don't want to say it's cliche by any means, but it is something that can be fairly common. It's not easy to construct one, let alone two. Now, is there what do the symbols look like?
The symbols appear to me to be related to the European secret societies, the Hermetic Dawn, other things like that. Seemed almost a mixture of things.
Okay. Did you write them down? Do you have something to show me?
Would I presumably maybe have like a little notepad on me or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we say that I copied it down when I did Israel's version?
Well, I'll let you say that you can do it from memory.
Okay.
You can do it from memory. I'll be nice.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of scramble. I pull it out of kind of like inside my turtleneck, and I sort of pull out a little notebook and a small pen, and I quickly but as neatly as I can draw everything that I remember. Here you are.
Okay. She takes it and she's looking it over. Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh. Well, this portal or doorway appears to be it is part of a network. The symbols here show entry and exit, and there's a ward against spirits, which is odd. Something like this would definitely be. And she looks up from the sketch and she's looking at Francis and Flint, and then she finally looks back to you, Rachel.
Turn around, look away.
But Claudia looks at you, Rachel. Can these two be trusted?
I side eye them back as if I'm like trying to tell them to straighten up a little bit, and then it's like, yes, they can. They're my partners in business, and I know them well. They can be trusted.
I want to be clear, like, as soon as they step foot in here, like, I went full, like, venture mode, like, real prim, proper, I mean, yeah, very, very etiquette through the roof.
Understood. Okay, that works. Okay. Alright, well, something like this that violates the natural law, like I said before, it's not easy to make these, and it's also hard to keep them stable long enough to actually be of any use. The more we'll call them doorways. The more doorways you add to a network like this, the harder it gets to maintain the energy connection between all of them. I would not assume that these would basically be on 24/7. There's probably... Yes, that does make sense. When Sheriff Jones put his hand through, was probably the first use of the doorway, and then when he put it through the second time was the second use. And I would not be surprised if that doorway remains inactive or unable to be used for definitely not a few hours. This is going to be more like a night or two, would be my theoretical guess.
Then it stands to reason that anyone or anything using that doorway, their travel may be interrupted in some way.
It stands to reason, yes. Something like this is not the safest way to travel.
Certainly. I wonder then, would it be worth a visit to the second portal that we have not yet visited this night?
I cannot make that decision for you. This is ultimately your task. And I will just urge caution, regardless of what route you wish to take. However you go about doing this, you are starting to meddle in affairs or meddle with things that are going to be far beyond, the communal power that all three of you hold, let alone one lone Tremere. So just be careful with whatever you do. Is that understood?
Of course, I'll exercise the greatest caution, Primogen.
Thank you. And if you excuse me, you all must leave now. I do have other matters I must attend to. Good night, cousin.
Good night, Primogen. Thank you.
Good night, and thank you for the hospitality.
You are more than welcome. And she turns and goes back up the stairs. And here is where we will take a little break and let everyone recuperate and recharge. And those of you watching the live stream on Twitch, go ahead and take a little breather, and we'll catch you all in 10 minutes. And welcome back. So, picking up, the coterie has left the Tremere Chantry, and they are heading to the second known portal at the library just down the street from Morningside College. Flint pulls his truck up into the parking lot, and you all just kind of sit there for a moment, wool gathering and coming up with a course of action.
I don't really know that I want to stick my arm through.
Yeah.
Like, was he in pain? Did it hurt?
No. He said that it didn't hurt. It just felt hot. But in terms of who we are, hot usually is bad.
Yeah, but usually that's also pain. So if there's no pain,
He has a very
I'm
valid
trying-
point.
I'm trying to exercise caution as my primogen told me to do. Obviously, I have some work to do to get into her esteem, and I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize that.
okay.
So, do you have any ideas on? I mean, obviously, I'm the only one that'll be able to see the symbols and things like that. But do you have any ideas about like how to try to activate it safely?
Can you look at it first and make sure it looks the same?
Yeah, I mean, I'd verify that first, of course.
And then can you also kind of check, I guess, from what you guys made it sound like, the brightness level?
Yeah, I mean, that only seemed to change when it was activated. It seemed pretty consistent otherwise.
And then if it's bright, then I don't know, 2 and 2 together, somebody can go back to the other spot.
My ultimate question is, am I, or is one of us, or all of us potentially, are we going to try to fully step through it if the opportunity arises? If someone gets their arm in, are we just going to...
This has been mulling in the back of my mind.
Okay, so what do you think?
So
why not stick face him?
That's what I was gonna say. Poke a head in, see where it comes out. If it looks friendly or recognizable, go all in. Because we know.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to lose that paper, rock, scissors either. So,
yeah.
Well, and what did she say? I'm meddling in things that I
We were around when
don't
you
really
just-
know about.
can we get
What?
a stick?
I tried throwing a rock at it the last time. It seems like it's only.
I'm thinking maybe I mean, obviously, it's not responsive to only a mortal, like a blood-filled human being. So it allows a kindred, presumably, to pass through it, and also that's supported by the fact that the tall man is probably using it for travel. I get
Flint, just
I
out of
don't know
curiosity. Flint, just out of curiosity, I don't know if it's possible. Do you have any of those? Like, I'm trying to think of like whether we could drop like a burner phone, like stick your arm through, drop the burner phone, and see if we could try to track the burner phone down. I don't know if that'd be something we could possibly do.
Do we have a pen and paper?
The reason why I was thinking like a burner phone is like I know like the whole idea is you're not supposed to be able to track them down.
If we write it like a number down on a piece of paper and do the same thing.
Are you saying using both portals at once?
Maybe I'm trying to say that maybe the two are connected.
I'm sure they have some. They're part of this network that she spoke of. I'm almost certain that's the case, as that's how she described it. However, if you'll remember, she's saying that the portal that we previously visited is potentially inactive for the rest of this night. So I don't think it's...
Okay, well Then why don't we just wait to see who comes to the portal then? Obviously, the other one's shut down. We know about this one.
So you'd like to just sit and observe it for a while before we do anything?
I mean, I still think you should look at it and see if the symbols match the same. But I mean, after that, Tall Man seems like he's lost one portal. This was the second place. He's going to have to use this one. Maybe we can get an eye on him. Maybe we can...
Okay, we'll continue to think about it. Let's just get there and we'll have to decide.
Gotcha.
So the coterie gets out of the vehicle and they walk up to the side of the building. Rachel, with Sense the Unseen up.
Yep.
You do see that the doorway does appear to be very bright. If you were to compare the state of the door now to what it was last night, they're almost exact opposite. Last night, this door was very, very faded, barely there, and right now, this door is lit up like a neon sign on a foggy night. The symbols are relatively the same on this doorway compared to the one in the library, but you do notice where there's a few differences which might delineate the fact that this door is different than the other one.
Okay, well, this door looks the exact opposite of how it looked last night. All the symbols are extremely bright. And some of the symbols around it look a little bit different. I mean, you can tell that they're connected, but they're not exactly identical to the ones at the other door. But, I mean, if it's bright, does that mean it's active right now?
Going off of just what little I have learned about this from last night and tonight's experiences, I'd say we have at least 2 uses of this, possibly more. I mean, is it brighter than the one that was at the other library?
They're about the same comparable level.
They're about the same.
So I'd say at the very least, possibly at the most, we have 2 uses. So
here's the thing. Either this is potentially active right now, and someone just used it,
or they're planning on using it,
or we're planning on using it. So it may be a good idea to hang back for a bit and stake it out and see if anything happens over a period of time before we go barreling in.
This is true, because as much as I want to put my face through there and get a peek, if we do that... Of
course, I want to know too. I want to come back to the Primogen with something, to the sheriff with something. This is our task. We have to have something to show for this.
Can I use my instincts real quick to start looking for a vantage point? Since I'm standing next to the portal, I can kind of visualize where the best vantage would be.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and... let me see. Let's do intelligence, and you can do intelligence and insight, or intelligence and streetwise, whichever of those 2 is the higher pool.
Okay, let's do this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh, nice. So, it's relatively easy to figure out where to go. kind of kitty corner from the library. At this, the library actually sits on like a cross intersection, and the kitty corner building is an older. We'll say this building was probably erected in like the 1950s, but it used to be like a small department store. But now it's actually almost impossible to tell what business is in here. There's nothing on the facade, no signs. The doors appear very sturdy. The windows are shuttered. But the business hasn't fallen, or the building hasn't fallen into disrepair. And in fact, this is probably the nicer looking building out of all of them here in the immediate area. But yeah, but it should be relatively easy to get up on top and kind of hang out there on the top of the building and sort your surroundings out.
Okay. The way I look at it is
always, I was gonna say, as always, keys are in the truck. If need be, I'm gonna go up there, start looking, make sure nobody pops their head behind you as we're playing Bill Nye here.
very good. And I turn to Rachel and I say, all right, the way I look at it is we have two options. Option A, I poke my head in there, get a quick look at what their surroundings are, and if I think it's hospitable and somewhat neutral or friendly to meet for either one of us or all of us to go into and explore. Option two, well, if we do option one, that eliminates one of the uses if it's not good, and then we hang back and wait to see if someone goes in or out. But then we potentially lose the possibility of going in after that person. Option two is we hang back and wait for someone to come in and out and then follow them in. If we go with option two, we go blindly in there having no idea what's on the other side.
I don't like either of these.
I don't either. I would...
I'm almost driven to option one because I am growing very weary of the waiting and the not knowing. Are you willing to stick your own head in there?
Yeah. And
Then-
how about I'll poke my head in. And if it's somewhere I recognize and is not too far away and easily accessible, I will go in all the way. I will find a place to hide. That way, if the person we are trying to follow comes in after me and you guys lose the ability to follow him in, I will track him and give you a call and have you come follow me if that's possible. If I poke my head in there and I don't like the way it looks, I'll just come out. I won't go in, and then we hope the portal stays open.
I don't really see any other way. So this...
I don't either.
What
But
is it possible to the ST? Would I have a crafted bloodstone on me?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay, because I say usually I have like one to two on me. Okay, so I'm looking at Francis now very intensely. Okay, this take it with you, and then I'll at least, if for some reason other communications are not possible, I can track you with this.
would it still work if I swallow it?
Please cease the. This is a piece of hematite stone. I don't really recommend that.
I'm just trying to say if I don't want to lose I don't want to have the potential of losing this.
Out of
Are
character.
you not a man? Do you not have several pockets on your person?
I don't want to be searched.
Out of character, Francis here. If you attempt to swallow the stone, your body will immediately, you will throw it up.
Okay.
So just
All right.
put it in your damn pocket.
Put it in your pocket. It's fine.
What about a prison wallet?
Stop. I won't hear any more of this. Take it.
All right. I'll put it in my sock. That
And
way,
that's-
if they
it's
search
fine.
me, okay, sock.
Fine.
And before I stick my head in, I know I have it, and I know it's loaded, but I'm gonna pull my pistol out, very concealed, check to make sure I have a full magazine, and I like to think that my holster is like one of those ones that also has like a spare magazine holder
Yeah.
too. So
I text Flint. We're going in.
And,
Have fun.
And Flint, you've watched this you've watched this heated exchange in the parking lot.
Is he about to eat a rock?
All right, so Francis.
So, yep, I pull the mag out, put it back in, make sure it's cocked and loaded, and I don't put it back in the holster. I kind of put it in my waistband. That way, it's easier. It's very much at the ready in case I need it. And I steel myself, and I go and slowly platform 9 3/4 in and put my head in through the wall.
Okay. As your head crosses through the threshold, it's just like Israel said, it's very hot, but it isn't causing you pain. It's a really, really weird sensation. Something like this should burn, but it doesn't. Your head goes through. You actually, your ears pop as you slowly push your head through the portal. This is a very weird sensation, and I'm gonna have you roll willpower, please.
Okay.
You got this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and above are successes, correct?
Yeah.
6 and over.
So yeah, 2 successes.
Okay. All I was looking for was 1. So, you feel the urge to instinctively pull yourself out, but you're trying to see this through. You are still outside, if that makes sense. Your hands are pressed up against the edge of the wall in the library, but you're looking around and you can't see your hands. You are probably in a cemetery of some kind. It's hard to make out which exact one. There are several in Sioux City. But there are rows of gravestones, some more, we'll say ostentatious, markers. There's, the random obelisk, a couple of, angel statues, but it is most definitely a graveyard, and it appears that there's no one around.
Ooh.
And
Here's all.
it does seem as you're looking from side to side, you are sticking out of, or your head is sticking out of what could probably be the exterior wall of a mausoleum.
Would it be a safe bet that I am able to decipher that I'm still in the Sioux City area?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm going all in.
All right. So Francis steps all the way through the portal,
Oh,
and as your entire body crosses past that threshold, uh, you get that weird. It's not like your ears popped. It's like your whole body popped, and it was very hot and very uncomfortable. But you are unharmed. And Rachel and Flint, you see Francis has disappeared, and it is very obvious that he voluntarily stepped forward. He was not pulled. He was not pulled through.
Do I detect any changes in the symbols, the brightness, the colors?
They appear to be the same as of right now.
Okay.
I immediately look for like the nearest place I could find a good place to hide.
There are plenty of headstones large enough. Go ahead and make a do a either yeah do a Dex and stealth roll, please.
Okay. Sorry, I'm shaking a little bit.
He's a scared boy. I'm scared too.
I have 2 successes, both on the blood die, 10 and a 9.
It's not a messy crit. It's not a messy crit.
I'm going to use a willpower to re-roll the 2 regular dice.
Okay.
Yeah, nope, the same. The 10 and a 9 on the blood dice.
Okay, it's not a messy crit though. You're fine.
No.
You've
Yeah,
succeeded.
you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you do find a large granite or red granite tombstone to hide behind, and you're taking in your surroundings. That appears, like I said, to be deserted.
Okay.
Still don't know what graveyard you're in yet.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just kind of just. I'm being as low key as possible right now.
I wanna send a text to Francis personally, like not in the group chat.
Okay.
And I just wanna say what's going on.
I look at it and I text back. Safe in graveyard, not sure which one.
Okay. I just text back okay. And then I text Flint and I say he went through, it's okay, in graveyard. Not sure which one.
Okay. I'm gonna keep up here. I'm gonna stay posted on here. So yeah, I'll send a text back to you. It's still posted up here. As soon as you have location, if you want to go pick him up.
Yeah, that's probably best. Text back.
Okay. Rachel, are you intending on utilizing the bloodstone that you gave to Francis?
Yes.
Okay. The bloodstone was unchanged during the travel here. So, Give me just
Okay.
a second. This is the first time that I've had someone use a bloodstone in game. Give me a second.
You're fine.
Not gonna lie, guys, I'm nervous as fuck.
And you are in Tijuana, Mexico.
I just imagine like cutting to a movie. It's like, you know, when like it has just like a cold cut to somewhere, and it's just like it's him falling through the portal, and it's like Bratislava, and like some Soviet march is playing, and it just shows you, and then it pans like drone shot like far away from you, and you're just like standing there confused in a cemetery.
Guys! Whoa!
Hello?
Okay.
Doesn't
trying to stick his face back through the stone on the other side. Just...
Alright, so, of course, Francis, you cannot see if what kind of condition the portal is in on your end of things.
I'm not going to test it just in case, yeah.
Rachel, you close your eyes and you focus on Francis's bloodstone, and it is... you sense the bloodstone's presence a couple of miles to the east of you. You do know, it is common knowledge that there is I can't remember if it's the city's oldest graveyard or something, or no, it wouldn't be, but there is a very large, very we'll say artistically inclined cemetery / graveyard to the east from where you currently are at. There's actually like a duck pond, and you know that there are several large mausoleums there.
Okay. After I finish focusing on the bloodstone, I'm going to text Flint, time to go.
I will stay. Where is he?
Well, we're gonna go there in your truck.
Can you drive?
Why do I need to drive?
I'll stay here, keep an eye on the door.
You want me to go alone?
You know where...
Are you serious right now? I'm sorry, that's out of character.
This is the name of the cemetery is actually Memorial Park Cemetery.
Memorial Park Cemetery. We're having this like text exchange, and I'm just like getting frustrated. I'm like, please just come with me.
Okay.
He's somewhere else now. Come down.
Okay. I'm coming down.
Okay. So we'll pivot back to Francis. So Francis, you still don't know what cemetery you are in. Now that you're taking a look at it, you did pop out of the side of a rather large mausoleum. There are stained glass windows kind of up towards the top part of the building, something that you wouldn't be able to, we'll say, smash through on the ground level and gain entry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The wall that you popped out of is like one of the side walls. There's no doorway readily apparent on this side of the building.
I want to creep around towards the front of the mausoleum to see what the family name is on it.
Okay. You are still intending on remaining stealthy, yes?
Yes.
Give me another Dex plus stealth roll, please.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. You creep along the grass this time of year. It's hard and crunchy. The spring growth hasn't come through yet. But you do make your way over towards the front of the building, trying to dart between, the larger, headstones and the sculptures. The front of the building, you do see there is a very heavy-looking iron door, and it is slightly ajar. The name above the door is Peterson.
Peterson. Okay.
And we'll pivot back to Rachel and Flint. So the two of you, are you going to drive to the cemetery? Yeah? Or are you going to do a little disappearing trick too?
I think we're going to be driving.
Okay. Alright, so Flint, you're driving. Rachel, are you still going to be in the back, or are you going to ride shotgun now that Francis is not with the group?
I'll ride shotgun.
Okay, the two of you can have a brief conversation on your way there if you wish.
Shotgun, bitches.
That was Julie.
Scared me absolutely.
It scared me
Oh my
too.
God.
A wild wife appears.
Oh.
She uses spook. It was super effective.
It was very effective. Were you really gonna leave me behind?
I was going to leave you behind. I was going to send you for him. I was leaving myself behind.
We're already split up enough.
I understand. I'm just trying to find out with this man. We know of the portals. We know nothing of the man.
I get that. I think it's just better for at least two of us to stay together. I mean, obviously you agreed, but eventually.
Okay, well,
Do you know anything about this place?
where we're going?
Yeah.
Not really. You told me it's memorial. It's a memorial park. It's down the road about 2-3 miles.
I'm just not sure. At least there'll be places for him to hide, I guess.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to go find him anyway. As soon as we get in there, we'll just look for him, see if we can try to find him.
Okay.
So time does pass. You are driving down Morningside Avenue, and you do get to the front gates of the cemetery. Francis, you still aren't seeing any movement or hearing anything untoward. As an aside, the cemetery is in kind of a hilly area. Francis can actually now that you've calmed down and you're not under immediate threat or danger, you can kind of discern that this cemetery sits on the outskirts of the city. Due to the glow of the orange arc sodium lights. Okay, there's a little less light interference out here, or light pollution out here, and the sound of cars traveling on the nearby highway. You think you've got a good idea where you're at. Okay.
Okay.
Rachel and Flint, the truck pulls up to the cemetery. There's really no houses in this particular stretch of road, although there is a smaller, very well-to-do housing development a little further off to the east. But you're not under immediate threat of detection. Unfortunately, the entry gate to the cemetery is closed, and this is an older, it's an actual wrought iron bar. It's an actual physical gate surrounded by a stone archway, and there does appear to be a heavy chain with a padlock around the bars of the gate itself, barring, we'll say, easy vehicle access. However, there really isn't any wall to speak of, just hedgerows and other foliage.
I know that I can obviously get in there to find out. You want to go in as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I would like to use my prowess on that lock.
All right, so you're gonna physically break the chain and be able to drive your vehicle into the cemetery itself.
Yes.
Okay.
If need be.
Okay. Yeah, the lock, it's not dummy locked, so you are going to have to physically try to break the chains here. Give me a moment.
Yeah, you're good. I do have a rouse check for this.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Success.
All right, so you call upon the power of the blood, and the beast remains silent for now. You feel the vitae rush through your limbs. Your muscles get hard and taut. And let's see here. When activated, add the potence rating of the user to the unarmed damage value as well as to feats of strength. All right, so let's do strength plus athletics plus potence.
Strength plus athletics plus potence. One, two, three.
You grip the chain in both hands and you kind of twist and you start to... And you haven't done this in a long time. You're actually physically breathing, trying to urge that last little bit of strength out of your body until finally, snap! The padlock breaks before the chain does. But the chain itself, you are now able to unwrap it and open up the gate. And Rachel, you were sitting in the car watching him just beast mode on this chain. So Flint, you get in the truck and you open the gates and you get in the truck and you start to drive through the cemetery. Francis,
I have a question.
Yes.
Since I've been in the area, lived in the area for quite a long time. Would the last name Peterson ring familiar with me at all since they have a mausoleum?
Yes.
Storyteller wasn't expecting that question.
No, the storyteller's trying to figure out how to phrase this answer, smartass. All right. I'm gonna let your coterie mates say what I'm probably thinking right now. Please, one of you know what's going on here.
I can't.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Oh.
Greg or Francis,
Yeah.
roll. Or Flint, do you think you got it?
No.
No. Francis, go ahead and roll intelligence plus occult, please.
So it'll be 2 dice, which will both be hunger.
Okay.
Good luck.
Both are failures.
I'm gonna give this one to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna walk you through this here, and I know that this is gonna make for an entertaining moment on stream here. Okay. What's the name? What is the name on the mausoleum?
Peterson.
Peterson.
What's the last name of the Nosferatu primogen?
Bosco Peterson.
Bosco. Peterson. Oh. Okay.
Duh!
Oh, okay. I didn't remember his last name. Shit.
I remember Bosco is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's even at the top of my damn notes.
Yeah, I don't think I had his last name written down. I just had Bosco.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So
Wow.
you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Peterson. Oh, isn't that the last name of the Nosferatu primogen? This can't be a coincidence. Maybe? I mean, Nosferatu, sneaking through hidden passageways. And that is when you hear the sound of Flint's vehicle cresting over a hill. Flint, you're driving in the dark with no headlights. So this is going to require a resolve and drive check.
Got you.
It's a weird dice pool, but I think it fits in the scenario here.
Yeah.
Three.
Okay. Yeah, it's now that you are deep in the cemetery here, you've struggled to keep the vehicle on the narrow road. The roadways in cemeteries are always designed for one-way traffic, and so you don't have a lot of room for error. But you do manage to keep the truck on the paved roadway, and Rachel periodically says, "Okay, no, over here, over there. Okay, straight." Using the bloodstone, and you're driving to kind of triangulate on Francis's position, and you eventually roll up onto Francis's hiding spot. Francis, you do recognize Flint's vehicle as soon as it gets near.
Okay, I start making my way towards it.
Okay, so the two of you see Francis pop out of cover. And
There he is.
Roll down the window, make sure I could see him.
Yeah, for the sake of it, I'd probably just hop in the bed of the truck. That way they can keep doing like a slow creep and not waste of time.
okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep on driving, make the next loop, and get on out of here.
And then, yeah, as I get into bed, I do a little courtesy tap on the cab, let them know I'm in.
Okay. What is the intention going forward?
I thought honestly we were gonna stake both sides of the portals out.
Well, I meant like where's Flint driving? What are you guys gonna end up doing here?
I'm just gonna pull out of the cemetery, find a place to park, so we can get all together and figure out a plan.
Okay, there's actually a what looks to be a old auto repair garage not too far down the road. It's actually like an old timey gas station. It's got like a brick and mortar awning and old like pumps from like the 1960s or 70s. The place looks like it hasn't been used in years. The plate glass windows in the front have been completely smashed out. You do stop the truck, and I'm assuming you all get out.
Yeah.
I immediately approach Francis, like kind of getting in his face a little bit. What did you see? What happened?
It was exactly how Sheriff Jones said. It was hot, burning, but not painful. Like It felt like being sucked through, like going through like a very, very thick bubble.
Okay. Was there anything special about what you saw on the other side in that very particular area?
The portal came out on the backside of a mausoleum with the last name Peterson, which I'm thinking has probably some connections to Primogen.
It can't be. It can't be a coincidence.
I mean, I doubt it.
So then, it seems like there's some sort of direct connection between the tall man and the Primogen himself. Otherwise, why would he have a tail on him?
Yeah.
But you're
A network that all Nosferatu use.
right, and I mean, it makes sense, really, that they're moving through these doorways. You didn't look at the doorway behind you when you came out, did you?
I couldn't. I mean, it is just a brick wall.
Okay. But why the grave?
Is the portal from the tall man, or is the portal from Primogen?
So we,
I
I was kind of thinking we were gonna watch both sides to see who might have came and went through it. I mean,
Well, I wasn't gonna drive here alone.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be a waste of time to just stake out one side or have people staked out on both sides. I mean, I guess we're already here. We can all kind of wait and see if someone comes out of the portal. I mean, someone was planning. I'd be willing to bet someone was planning on using that portal tonight with how activated it is.
Okay, so then now that we've all regrouped, maybe one of you can stay here and then the other of us can go to the other portal.
I mean, I'll be more than glad. I already kind of have a feel of the surrounding area directly around there. I can stay behind. I mean, I already have the bloodstone anyways, so...
Okay,
If you two want to venture back...
let's go back then, Flint.
Okay.
Can we
So-
drop? Can we drop Francis back
Yeah.
near that area? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Flint, you're driving the truck back through the cemetery again. I'm not going to make you do another roll. This is going to be. You're fine now. You've gotten the feel for this place. So the truck pulls up, and is there a light coming from inside the mausoleum? It wasn't there before.
I say we kill the truck here. Like, you guys see that light, right? I mean...
And
Stop the car.
as you turn off the car, the light goes out in the mausoleum.
Well...
That's not good. What if you were detected?
Find out what this is, or we can go right now.
I'm down for either. I mean...
Well, it seems like there must be some subject of interest here now, so perhaps we should all go investigate this right now.
How far away are we from the mausoleum where we're at right now?
About 20 foot.
Yeah, let's get out and just let's hoof it.
All right, so you get out of the truck, and as you approach, the door of the mausoleum flies open, and out steps a very tall, lanky individual wearing a abnormally long trench coat, and their face shines out in the moonlight almost. Their skin almost reflects and refracts the moonlight around it. And it sees the three of you approaching, and it puts its hands up. I want no trouble. Leave me alone.
We mean no trouble, good sir.
Who are you?
Curious individuals.
Names, please.
I'm Frankie.
Flint, yours?
What was your name?
Flint.
Well, he's pointing at Rachel now. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Rachel.
Frankie, Flint, Rachel. Look. I didn't do this. I wanna just point that out right now. I had nothing to do with this. All right.
You didn't what?
This. What's in there? You don't know. Okay. All right, we're in a tricky spot then. Look, I'm going to walk away. You're gonna walk away. We're gonna just leave this place alone.
We gave you our names. What's your name?
Skin. Name Skin. And you now that you're getting a closer look at him, his eyes are almost pitch black, and he's got like gray vertical slits in his eyes. No hair visible at all. His mouth is kind of stretched open, or stretched a little further. His cheekbones kind of jut out and stretch out his face, making him look, making his face appear to be very, very hollow. And anytime that he opens his mouth far enough, you see each individual tooth has a point to it. But yeah, his skin looks very unnatural. It's almost translucent.
Skin.
Yeah.
We need to know what's going on here. We need to know what the meaning of all of this is.
Okay, look. I didn't do this. I was just checking in to see if anyone
What's
else...
your relationship to the Primogen?
We're friends. We go back...
I believe you.
We go back a long ways. And I'm just passing through. Thought I would pay him a visit.
Where is he now?
He's in there.
I want to just push past him and go and see what the scene is in there.
And I'm trying to calm Skin down. I'm like, look, you're friends with him. I'm not usually a very trusting person, but I'm getting a feel from you that you are telling the truth. clearly there's something going on that you are scared about, and I mean, come on, let's be honest. Like, we know your name, we know your description. We're able to find you here. What's not to say someone else is going to be able to find you wherever else you go. If you are telling the truth, which I believe you are, and you explain to us what you do know, this could potentially have a better outcome for you than if you were to not comply.
You're a venturer, aren't you? You talk
Yeah.
like one. Yeah, you talk like one. So, Rachel, you are going to push past Skin. He's not going to resist. Flint, what are you doing?
I'm just standing there, man, watching this guy, making sure he doesn't take a swipe or flee for it.
Do you have any weapons visible?
Not visible. I don't have anything pulled out.
Okay.
Ditto. I'm being 100% upfront with the dude. Like, I mean him no harm unless he is intending harm on one of us.
Okay. So, Rachel, you go up to the mausoleum door, and you can see that there was a deadbolt in place in this door at one point or another. It appears that this door was forcibly ripped open. Inside the mausoleum, there's inserts, in the walls that have been paved over that are obviously, where the caskets or urns would go.
Right.
And, excuse me. And there in the middle of the mausoleum is a large pile of ash.
Oh my god.
And that is where we will end tonight's story.
Murder most foul!
Da-da-da.
Damn. Oh, now it's kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
So we've got a hidden Nosferatu magical portal network. We've got a shady as hell Nosferatu. We have a very dead kindred inside that mausoleum.
Oh man.
Call
the Kindred Forensic Team.
The game, the game is afoot.
Bum, bum.
How can you tell one pile of ash from another pile of ash?
I think that would be something that yeah.
Maybe figure that out.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah!
yeah. So there we be. So everyone say good night.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Have
Good
a good
night.
Good night, everybody. Peace out.